Hello and welcome back to Carshalton Athletic, Raising the Robins, and it's the final episode of Season 2. It's fortunately a bit of a dead rubber game. We clinched the title in the last episode with Kingstonian against the odds losing to Corinthian Casuals, who we faced today. We have put a completely rotated team out, not just rotation really. There's a lot of young lads out there making their debuts, sort of 16, 17 year olds, a couple of fringe squad players as well, because in some positions that's all we have. But we'll have a look at the squad lineup now. We can go out sort of relatively worry free in this game. We'll just see how they get on. Probably going to struggle considering this team just beat Kingstonian, but we'll skip to the squad screen. We won't look at it just there. Obviously you can have a quick look if you like, but we'll go through it in a bit more detail when it pops up, which should be any time now. There we go. So we've got William Carter up front. Yep, he's one of our young guys. He's made one sub appearance, hasn't really done anything. Elliot Williamson, Ellis Williamson, we've got him on loan. We've got Paul Ferguson, who I mentioned in the last episode. Again, top trainer this week, so he deserves his shot. We've got Jamie Palmer making debut on the right. Is it Ferguson making debut? Yep. We've got Corcoran. For a 17-year-old, he's got a very receding hairline already. We've got Jordan Brown in centre midfield. I think he's made a few appearances. We've got Warren, I think he's made one appearance already. 2 appearances, okay, young lad. Welch, I think he's making his debut. King, he had him on loan last season. He's the other Dan King. Agoo's coming in as well, and so we've got a few other sort of squadish players on the bench and whatnot, should we need them, just to bolster things up a little bit. We won't look at their team because we don't know who they are. We're not at that level. And if you do, because you know low league and non-league football, then I'm very, very sorry. You can go back and pause it if you like. You can see who their team is. See who they're going with. But we'll kick off. We'll get rid of the latest scores because we don't really need them. And hopefully a win. The lad's doing well. Or if we're going to lose, just not getting absolutely destroyed would be nice. Searle drops out to Dan King, into Welch, and a long ball forward. Haven't quite got the pace in the up front positions this time. I don't think in this game. Karoma and Carey obviously absolute lightning quick. As Warren picks it up, drops it into Ferguson. Can he do something? He's the one we're looking at. But Carter, good effort. Unfortunately, doesn't quite go on target. We're going to drop an encouragement out there. Obviously, we've got to remember these are mostly young lads out there. So a bit of encouragement should hopefully go down quite well. Hasn't done anything. And getting 20 minutes in with only one highlight being in our favour is not too bad. They've obviously had more shots, but we haven't seen any of them. In fact, we're level on shots now. They've had more. Kingstonian, I don't know if they're doing the same as us, maybe, but they're 0-0. Maybe they're resting players for the playoffs, but they still got to try and keep morale up and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, strange one. Goal kick to Corinthian Casuals. We do pick it up. Jordan Brown in the midfield here. Drops it out to Palmer with a ball to no one really, but he picks up the loose one, drives forward, hits it against their player, finds Corcoran, gets a shot away. It's sort of ping-ponging everywhere at the moment. There's no real stability in these attacks. No one's really we're not getting a foothold going forward. They're not really getting it clear. So bit of a mess at the moment. If Warren could have just dropped it into Ferguson even, but it's a wild cross-come shot there. And half an hour we're holding our own really, which I wasn't expecting completely with this. There's so many debuts and so many young players out there. King with a free kick on the halfway line, drops it into Corcoran, into Brown, Welch, Palmer. Some good interplay here from the young lads. Brown, Corcoran, can he get a shot away? He does, but it hits their defender and pretty much goes, fantastic. Luckily he's not one of our players, he's on loan, he ain't coming back next season, I tell you that. I wouldn't have thought. And it nearly leads to a goal. That bad mistake. There was nothing happening and we just gave it away. So it looks like we're going to go into half-time 0-0 as our Kingstonian. Not that it matters, we're not too worried about what Kingstonian are doing anymore. Don't get me wrong, I like Kingstonian. I grew up not supporting them obviously. Like, I lived about 10 minutes from Plough Lane when Wimbledon were there. grew up Arsenal fan, always. Did get taken to a few Wimbledon games at Plough Lane. But my granddad lived near Kingstonian, like 2 minutes from the ground there as well, so used to go to a few games there as well. Just love Kings Meadow. So I do like Kingstonian. As a non-league kind of team, I didn't really know too much about Sutton and Carshalton at all when I was a young lad, a wee lad. It was Kingstonian I knew, as they juggle shot wide. Corinthian Casuals. I knew a bit of Corinthian Casuals as well, because I used to see a few bumper stickers on cars randomly around there, and I thought I didn't know too much. I vaguely remember my dad particularly telling me about something about them, but I don't remember specifically what. It was a bit of a strange one. I just remember it being on some old banger car in the petrol garage near my mum and dad's. And yeah, Kingstonian were the go-to sort of non-leaguey team to sort of follow and keep an eye on. And obviously AFC Wimbledon happened and all that sort of stuff. And I think when that was going on, I took a bit more insight and stuff about non-league football, because I had friends who were Wimbledon fans and season ticket holders, and they, when it all happened, they very much, as we go 1-0 down, very much left to AFC Wimbledon. So it was obviously hearing who they were playing every week, and the games they were going to, instead of going to, like, I don't know, we'll put Selhurst Park every week, and instead of going away to things like White Hart Lane and Upton Park, they were suddenly going to like Hartley, Whitney, places like that, Staines Town probably, I can't remember exactly, but it was just a bit of a weird time. So I just learned, sort of picked up a bit more about non-league stuff and that, and yeah, he's on side. Don't even know what is showing that, but yeah. So Kingstonian do have a good place in my heart, so hopefully they do come up from the playoffs with us this season. So we're going to make some changes. I think we've still got a few fringy players on the bench who could do with a bit of game time. So Delacoe's going to come on the right hand side for Jamie Palmer, who's not done badly, but not done great. And we're going to bring Mike Dixon on for probably Ellis Williamson, because he's not ours, he's on loan. So we'll keep Carter as the advance forward, and we'll play with about 25 minutes to go. It's a throw in for Corinthian Casuals, and it looks like they're going to go 2-0 up. It is 2-0 again at home, so it's a bit disappointing, especially in the final day of the season. But the board want me to use young players and stuff like that, so I've got to give the guys a chance at some point. Weren't really able to use too many of them too often during the course of the actual season, so at this point, a nothing game, it's absolutely fine. And 2-0 in all, well, assuming it's not going to go free here, it isn't that bad, all things considered. If we can grab one here, that'd be amazing. Carter, can he get on the score sheet? It's hit straight at the goalkeeper. Not quite clinical enough. It looks like Kingstonian maybe are still drawing. They're drawing their game as well. Another terrible corner. We've not been very good with corners recently. Has there been a patch or something on corners? Because they just seem to be going out for goal kicks and stuff. Dixon picks it up. If he could break his duck, that'd be good. Not that I think he'll be here next season anyway. And the plans for basically after this game, yeah, we've obviously got the pre-season summer. We're going to try and bring some new players in, strengthen that sort of stuff. Obviously, going to try and offload a few of the deadwood a little bit more. There's a few players that cause a bit of trouble in training and stuff like that as well. They're going to be tried to shipped out. But also I want to try and do what I did at the start of this season, which was play a lot of friendlies against sort of high-level clubs. I think there were some Premier League clubs or Championship clubs in there. Get a bit of money in the bank. But I also want to try and do it at the end of this season before we go on holiday and the training ends and that sort of stuff. Just try and get a bit more money in now, because I think we are in the red. If we can get a bit more money in the pot, we need to start doing that and at every opportunity that we can. So I'll be starting that hopefully a little bit earlier this season, if anyone's available to play, because obviously if Premier League clubs are on their holidays and we're only going to be playing sort of teams around us, there's probably no point as we go 3-0 down with about 4 minutes to go. So yeah, if we can get some games into the season, we'll do that. If not, we'll come back at the start of the season. We'll just give ourselves the longest pre-season we can, and we're going to just pound the games every couple of days as much as we can. Get as much money in the bank. Yeah, 3-0. We're not going to watch too much of that. I mean, we've been in this game. We've had as many shots as them, as many on target, I guess, but just not as clinical. The players aren't quite there yet. There's a lot of young players out there, so that's to be expected to a degree, even at this level. You know, this team have just beaten Kingstonian, the team challenging for the title. Don't go 4-0. It's not fair. It's not a fair result. It's not a 4-0 game. They haven't hammered us 4-0. I mean, they have, but they haven't. If you look at the stats, they haven't. Really haven't. It's a bit harsh on the lads out there, really. It's a very even game. A couple of mistakes, a couple of default goals that we can see generally. You know, things like over the tops and set pieces, stuff. Those sort of goals. I think there's been a couple of those sort of things occurring still. Can we get on the end of this? We haven't got the pace up front either that we have in the team generally. It's not existing. Corcoran. Ferguson going off was a bit of a downer as well. I wanted him to have a bit more time. Can we get one? Carter gets one back. Yeah, he's an interesting one, Ferguson, because we train him as a left midfielder, but he can play attacking midfielder, wide target man, and I just want to give that a go. It's interesting to have a slightly different position than that and see if it's something that we can maybe try and use to our advantage. And we have a throw in here, Flavian Howard, back to Warren, not to anyone in particular, Delacoe again, but it's just sort of hit off him apparently. 4-1, bit harsh, especially at home, but the game was very even. I think 4-1's flattering Corinthian Casuals, especially considering they're a team that haven't done that well generally this season. So yeah, disappointing. I mean, it's a bit harsh against the lads. We're not gonna push that home anymore. We'll stick with that. And yeah, that brings us to the end of the season, end of season 2, and end of this episode and end of this week. So I'm going to start winding in now. If you enjoyed this episode, please do drop a like. Let me know if there's any of those young lads you think, look, from what you've seen, could be a bit decent. There's not much to go by really, I guess, but let me know. Anything you want to see maybe in the next episode, drop me a comment as well. Hopefully I won't. Kingstonian did snatch a win. Hopefully I might not be recording this episode I probably will be recording this before this goes out, so it might be 1 or 2 later. So we'll see, but anything you want to see, let me know in the comments. Drop a like I say, while you're here, and if you're new to the channel, please do drop a sub to keep up with all this Carshalton stuff, and stay tuned for season 3. And until next time, which will be episode 1 of season 3, and probably the update on what we've done in the window, transfer wise and stuff like that. I'll see you next time. Take care.